Hi, welcome to iTalk Radio. I am Shawna Patruno and I am here with Angie, and we're talking about mental health for mental health awareness. And you have an incredible business and you've had a little bit of stress with it. Could you expand on who you are and why you're here today?
Thank you, Shauna. I'm so happy to be here today. So, my name is Angie, and I started a natural beauty brand during the pandemic. I haven't always been an entrepreneur. I actually left my office job a couple years ago and started my path to self discovery and entrepreneurship. I had started a couple different businesses along the way, which had its own level of stress and fears and self doubt. And I've had to learn how to manage my stress. And for me, what that really looked like was adopting certain mindset shifts, which I would love to share with your community today, Shauna.
And I'm so excited for you to share because right now, whether you have a business or you're going through something else, we're all stressed out with everyday stresses. So I would love you to elaborate on that. I'm so excited.
So, my first one, and this is something I've shared a little bit with on my social media platform, this idea of progress over perfection. And I personally believe it's a lot better to put something out there that you're satisfied with than it is to make it perfect and never actually put something out. Because the truth is, perfection doesn't exist. And, if we want to move forward, it's best just to put something out there and see how it goes.
I love that. And I couldn't agree more with it because when I first started my business, I was back in the day like so nervous and I wasn't going to do anything. And if I never started, I wouldn't be where I am. So, what would be another tip that you would give them?
So, this is something I say to myself and to my friends when I'm going through a difficult obstacle or challenge. And I say this: it's not hard, it's unfamiliar. Because as soon as we say, oh, that's hard, it's too difficult, I can't do it, we've already put up those mental blocks from moving forward. And the reality is, we often make assumptions that something is hard when really it's just unfamiliar because we've never done it before. Right? And then as soon as you go ahead and do it, you say, oh, wait a second, that wasn't so bad or that wasn't so difficult. So whenever I face a challenge and I start going down that path of those negative thought patterns, I stop myself and say, you know what, it's not hard, it's just unfamiliar.
That is probably my favorite tip I've ever heard. I'm going to do that all the time because I always say, I'm like, this is hard. I don't know how to do this. That's so relatable for so many people, especially right now. Is there another tip that you have, Angie? These are amazing. Like, I'm like, they're gold.
All right, so this is a good mindset one for anyone. Letting in praise and not criticism. And I don't mean constructive criticism because that's always good, but we have a habit of just letting in criticism and feeling uncomfortable with praise, right? And whether you're an entrepreneur or not, people are always going to have hurtful things to say, and it's important to have a tool to remind us of all the good that we're doing and the lives that we're impacting in the world. So I actually create something called a feel good folder and I put it on my desktop. And every time, I get good feedback from a client or someone I'm working with, I just copy and paste it in a Word document so that, when I am faced with, something nasty and it really affects me, I go back to that folder and it just reminds me that, I am doing good. I am creating that impact. It's another mindset tip I definitely recommend.
I've never heard of that as well. Literally, you're like just full of all these amazing things, and they're transformative because we don't praise ourselves. I am wondering what was the biggest takeaway or shift that you would like to share while we're wrapping this up today? Like the most impactful thing for you.
I think for stress management, one tool that I would really recommend anyone to do to manage stress is to do that, that thing that's really stressful and to do it first and just to get it out of the way. Because we often leave the most stressful thing to the end and then it feels more stressful because we've procrastinated. So really changing those habits and that mindset to getting it out of the way first, and then the rest of your day is just smooth sailing.
Thank you, Angie. Like you're incredible. Anything else that's on your heart that you want to share?
Only that it's always okay to reach out when you need help. If you're stressed out with work or personal life, or you're feeling down, it's always okay to reach out to friends or family if you need help.
Thank you. You're never alone. Absolutely. And that's actually how we connected. So I'm so appreciative
Hmm.
to you. So thank you so much for being here, Angie. And thank you to the listeners. I hope that you enjoyed the tips as much as I did. You can find Angie where, my love?
At Organic Angie on Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much. You're listening to I Talk Italian. I'm your host, Shawna Patruno. Thank you.